welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower, and with me today we got...
Kyle McIntyre.
You know, every time you do like a long pause, I always cut that, you know, because it's just like obnoxious.
Yeah. Well, you know, now you have to keep it. No, you don't have to.
Now you got to do some work, bitch.
Yeah. Well, it's in there. Then next time I'll just go, it's Kyle McIntyre.
I like that, actually.
So, really like that mouth noise in there.
The ASMR.
It's like it's building up. It's like some epic Kyle McIntyre. It's like I appeared in the room.
Like the camera zooming in.
right up to my lips.
Yeah, dude.
Right up to my mustache.
Like you're doing...
Kyle McIntyre.
You're building up power, the Dragon Ball Z style.
I think that might like make people's ears bleed if I just scream. Oh my god. Okay. So I'm Kyle McIntyre.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Cut all that out.
Kyle, what's new in your world? What is shaking? What is grooving? What is good?
I bought a new video game.
Okay.
Bought a old video game, but for my PC.
Okay.
So I bought like a 10-year-old video game, pretty much.
Okay.
So I think
nothing wrong with playing old games.
No,
man.
no. I know, and we've talked about it. I think
before talked about it on the Patreon. We
talked about it today. Actually,
yeah, I'm all about that.
Yeah,
I like it. What'd you get?
So I got a game I've played before.
Okay.
I've loved it, and I've talked about it recently. I got L.A. Noire.
Oh, you already own the game.
I own
and
it.
You've played it.
Yeah. Well,
did you beat it?
I just got it. Oh, before?
Yeah.
Yes, I beat it.
But you're gonna play it again? Yeah. Are you gonna try and beat it?
That's how great the game is.
Okay.
It's like Grand Theft Auto, but it's like
slower pace.
Well, with Grand Theft Auto, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go fucking shoot everything. I'll blow it up.
Exactly.
I'm gonna fucking fly a helicopter. But this is the 40s, dude. A lot of that technology isn't around.
Yeah.
So it's like 47 or something.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, the characters just come home from war. You're a cop. And like you're starting off like you have your beat, you know, you have like, and then, you know, you rise through the ranks and, you know, you discover corruption and all this shit. And it's in Los Angeles. So it's like, it's really cool. And it feels super real, even though like the graphics are old, but it's like the story, it's very immersive in the storyline, which is great.
I know it's like hack and cliche to say, but it's like playing a movie.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started playing it today. I bought it like 2 days ago, but when I downloaded it, and I downloaded like at 9:30, I was like, I'm gonna fucking get like a couple hours in tonight. I couldn't get to fucking work.
Why?
It just would not start.
Nice.
Yeah, fucking great. So of course
PCs are sick, dude. Shut up.
I'm gonna strangle you. So I did like, I typed in LA Noire and I typed in like error, and it was like Windows 10. I'm like, oh, this is a common problem. Probably should have looked that up before, which I probably will do now from now on.
Yeah.
So it's a Steam download.
Yeah.
And apparently the package, when it gets downloaded, the files, some like there's probably one thing wrong.
Yeah.
And so you have to go into the computer. You have to make... Yeah, exactly. Feel like fucking hacker mode.
Yeah, hacker mode.
Hacker mode. Yeah,
engaged.
So, yeah, you have to make Steam, which is the host of the
Make it
game.
Steam.
Running out of Steam. You have to make it administrator, so it lets things go by. That it has to re-download files and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it still didn't work. So I was like, just before you got here, I was on YouTube like watching, and I finally figured it out. You know, had to re-download not the whole game, but just certain files, and so I played maybe like 2 missions before you got here.
Yeah,
and I probably should have been like, what should we talk about today?
Yeah, let's plan the episode.
Because like you hit me up like earlier today. What are we gonna talk about? And I'm like,
nah, I'll figure it out.
I don't know, but I'm gonna play some LA Noire when I get home.
I know. I'll talk about this on the episode.
We can keep talking about only the 2 missions I've played.
Well, I mean, okay, this is kind of going off of that. Do you like playing video games that you've already beaten before? Like, does that do something for you?
Yeah.
Because I know, is there like, people talk about like games with replayability. There's some that just like have no replayability.
Yeah.
Replayability. Man, I just like gave up saying that the first syllable. I just gotta get
just cut me
the
in.
first consonant.
Replayability.
Replayability. Is it like, I don't know, you could say, I don't know, a game like, simple, and I'm talking about my own terms here, like Mario, like playing like a, Super Mario World or whatever.
I mean,
it's
for
like
some people that'd be cool. I don't really like those games.
Well, like, this specific example does not fit me, so let's just not talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just nix that.
Yeah, it's like,
let me come up with an example that you won't relate
like
to.
Similar like jumper like puzzle games over and over again.
Yeah, you could. I mean, I could play those, I guess.
Or even just like, okay, that's just an example. So it's like, to me, I'm like, it's the same game every single time, but you can play it and then just come out with like different odds or whatever, and miss things or whatever.
Certain games, yes, are like that. I don't think this one would really, because there's really only one storyline, and now I did buy the expansion pack, so there are missions that I have never played. I didn't ever buy any more. I just had like the base game.
I'm assuming that's a game that has like multiple endings, and then it trails off on like if you pick the wrong. Because you're a detective, so if you make the wrong choices, it's supposed to fuck things up. So
you can fuck up the mission. You can fuck up the case.
Yeah. So if you fuck those up, can you move on to the next one?
You can.
And then you fuck that
I'll probably
up.
just go back and
if you keep fucking up and getting different parts of the story.
I've never fucked up that much.
You should try it. You've already done it before. Well, it's like, okay, I've played the Spider-Man Web of Shadows for PS3. And it's an old ass Spider-Man game, but you can choose like the bad path of the black symbiote Spider-Man or the good one and do the right things. But like I always chose the good Spider-Man path just to be like, and I got the good ending.
You're always a goody two shoes.
But you could always choose the symbiote black Spider-Man path, and like all the enemies. I'm like, instead of giving them sympathy as they're asking for it, it's like you can just kill them.
Beat the shit, kill them.
You can just kill them, and it's like fuck throwing.
I kind of play both sides of that. I think I like flip a coin in my head.
It's like, well, this guy is a fucker.
Not a good idea. With Red Dead, definitely, it's like.
Yeah, no, totally.
Bam, fucking kill you. But then sometimes I'm like, oh man,
and that'll affect the story of the game and where you go.
Have like a meter, like you have like neutral, bad, and evil, and you can actually, when you do bad things, it'll move. You can actually watch it move.
You're the villain, the bad guy.
Yeah, you're the man in black.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's like, well, that could be something to try. In this game, it's like, let me like choose the wrong path of this.
Yeah.
But that's the difference in playability. Or unless you want to do the exact same things as you did before in the first playthrough.
And you can miss things with like when you're interrogating people that make the mission actually a lot harder. So if you don't ask the right questions, you might not know that this person knows this person.
Yeah.
You might not get that clue. So you're like, now you have to go, you might spend another 30 minutes doing something when you could have avoided that by, which it's fine. It's not like, it's not a fucking race.
Yeah.
But it's like, shit, why that guy, you played again, you're like, I got it right this time, and it was like I didn't have to drive all across town.
Sorry to cut you off. I guess I should apologize for like listeners. Like, I know we're a gear music podcast, but this is
we're on life, bro.
We're riffing here. Sorry.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, no, that's like I'm playing a game right now. It's like, and same thing. So I asking Kyle questions here about the replayability of games.
Because I'm like the real gamer in this. Not really. I mean, I'm not the vintage kind of like. Retro gamer like Brian is. No, you're not really retro.
I'm not retro. I'm just playing cheap games.
You're just like nostalgic.
Not even.
No,
I just like
nostalgic to your life. I guess
old games and like buying like old gen consoles.
Yeah,
and playing or borrowing old gen consoles and then buying games for that. It's like so much cheaper than buying new ones.
Yeah, okay.
It's like a new PlayStation and Xbox. Whatever the new versions are coming out, they're going to be like $70 to $80 per game. Whereas like you can buy like an old like PS3 game, PS2 game for like under $10.
Yeah. Well, even
because people are done with them. It's like, I need this out of my life, or like I need quick cash. I need to go to like a game store and get $5.
Yeah. I need a bus ticket.
Well, I mean, $5.
Get out of town.
Damn, you can get like fucking couple Hurricanes with that and sell 2 games. You get Hurricanes and a burrito. That's a night, baby.
Well, with this download I just downloaded it. I didn't go buy a game. With the new pack was $30 for LA Noire.
Yeah.
I could have done $20 and just gotten the base game.
Yeah.
So it's still kind of expensive.
Totally.
But this game is super involved. It's like per square block of Los Angeles in 1947.
Yeah.
Of like the downtown area to like, I don't know, you've been through downtown.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. But they spend a lot of time on it, and it's just really cool, and you can tell that they spend a lot of time on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I've talked about the El Camino a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm nearing the end of working on it.
It really has been taking up your weekends. So that's why you talk about it.
Yeah, because it's like I work through the week and then I start working on that and I'm like, it feels like I'm working still.
Yeah, it's like, oh, sick. I'm working like, Monday through Friday, busting my ass.
Yeah.
And then my free weekends, I'm just taking up.
So I'm just like, I'm ready to have this thing fucking driving, which I fucked up something. I got new spark plug wires. I was like, I cut them all the length. And then I realized I had flipped all I put them on the wrong plugs.
Oh.
And so, and then I put them right, and then it didn't fire still. I just put the old plugs back on, then it didn't fire again. It's like, I'm an idiot.
I think I came over here, I think after work one day, you and my dad were working on it, or like you were like working on something and my dad was playing DJ over here on the computer.
Well, it's fine.
Hey Kyle, can I download a virus here?
Yeah.
El Camino -virus.
Yeah. Yes, that's Dan for you. Yeah, no, we've gotten close to him clicking. He'll like click on something. I'm like, don't click that. Why not?
It's a non-secured site.
Don't do it. Find a different thing.
What do you mean? Because he's gotten so many viruses on his computer.
God, I should probably lock him out. I should probably give him his own account on here so that no downloads.
He's killed so many computers.
Damn. Well, so far mine's been good. So
yeah. He just needs to get a Mac so he can't be less susceptible to
viruses. He wants me to build him one, but I think if that's the deal with him, he should probably just get a Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so got it firing and working. As soon as I got everything, I put the old plugs back on and tweaked everything that I had fucked up. It fired up fine.
Yeah.
So dumb. Fucked it up. But what I really want to talk about was, I think I had mentioned when I took off the suspension that I had to take these big ass springs off.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like the scariest thing I've ever had to do.
Yeah.
Taking them off. Wrong. Putting them on is the fucking scariest thing I've ever had to do. Yeah. So there's this thing, it's a spring compressor. It's basically like two forks that it goes down the middle of a spring, right? Picture a little spring, blow that up like 20 times. It's a 19 or 20 inch long spring.
Yeah.
There's a big screw in the middle and two forks, and basically you tighten the screw and it compresses the spring.
Yeah.
Simple, right? You're like, oh yeah, this spring is like the thickness of like my pinky or so, maybe a little bit thicker than that.
Yeah.
And you tighten it down. It takes some force to crank it down.
Yeah.
And now you have to put it into you have to hook it into the frame, and it has to sit on a moving part. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like picture like an alligator's mouth you're putting this spring into.
Yeah.
So you have to basically put it in, and then you have to close it.
Yeah.
And then you have to, and then it's also compressing that too. So you're adding another force to it while someone jacks the bottom of the alligator's mouth up, this spring will compress into place. So we're to that point where start jacking up the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'm holding this thing just so I can line it up, because it's, it's like the spring is like maybe 15 pounds. And then with the compressor device in there, it's probably pushing like 25 pounds. So I'm just trying to hold it in place.
Yeah.
And the thing lets go. Like the actual spring compressor just slips. And I'm holding it with my fingertips. And I'm laying on my side, and it just lets go. And I couldn't feel my fingertips for like, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just looking at them to make sure I'm not missing any fingertips. I'm like, I don't know what I did. I think it was just a fragile thing. Like it's barely holding on with these stupid forks on the side.
Yeah.
And I bumped it, or I twisted it or something. It just let go. And it happens so fast that you can't fucking see it. It's just
probably the vibrations of the spring.
Yeah.
Just vibrated your fingers.
Yeah. And it's
going to be one of those episodes where you just can't talk.
They were numb. And so I had to basically take my gloves off and like, okay, I don't have anything broken. I'm not bleeding.
Yeah.
Like, all right, fuck this. That was my spring compressor. I went and rented one that I rented when I took them out.
Yeah.
And it worked much better. But after all that, it took forever to since I fucked up the spark plugs and I fucked up and used that other spring compressor and it slipped and whatever. I only got one in.
Yeah.
But I'm like, got it in, got it clocked, got everything in there right. Clamp this fucking thing down. I'm like, all right, now I know what not to do on the other side.
Shit out of yourself.
God, yeah, that's the scariest thing I think I've ever done. Because like,
yeah, you kiss everything goodbye. Like kiss your job goodbye. Kiss like you're playing in the band. Yeah. Kiss playing video games goodbye. Like you couldn't. Your fingertips gone.
Yeah.
Imagine that. You couldn't play.
It was scary.
Your World of Warcraft. Where the fuck you do all day?
Where where like. It's one of those moments where you're like, all right, I'm fucking done. Like when it happens, you're like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm walking away.
Yeah.
Take a break.
Just tapping. I'm done.
Take a break. And then you're like, okay, let me go get the right tool. Because it is the right tool. And that's what it was made for. It's just like an old tool. I bought it so long ago. And it's funny, like when I bought it, I bought a swap meet and then one of your dad's friends was there. He's like, oh, you bought a Widowmaker. I'm like, what? Yeah, it's called a Widowmaker because it's those things sometimes just break free, and I fucking found out why.
Yeah, so just get a better one.
Just got a better one that has more contact surface on there, and
just pay for it so you don't.
Yeah, and I rented it, so I actually get my money back. So it's just like,
well, yeah, you're paying just to rent it, instead of paying for it with
the loss of like a digit.
Yeah. You can fuck up the car too. You can fuck up
like I don't give a fuck.
I know, but you can fuck up the car. You can fuck up yourself. And there's so many more things. I'm like, just pay for the right tool for the job.
Yeah, well,
best tool.
Yeah, the best I can get.
Yeah, because sometimes that works. Yeah. Sometimes that's the best for many outcomes.
I was so pissed because it's like I've come to this point.
Lesson learned here, kids.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my what's new. I almost lost my fingers, but what? Oh, can you top that? How about you go?
Well, I'm gonna bring it into some gear stuff here. Well, actually, first, no, not gear. This is we're already on the trend. I bucked loose.
Oh,
and bought something I didn't need, but I wanted, and just kind of just
I want it.
Yeah, I just said fuck it. I bought a camera.
All right.
So to I don't know, help with videos and shooting pictures and stuff like that. To me, I think I'm like, this is a legit fucking camera, and everybody's like, yeah, it's a good beginner camera. It's a Sony the Alpha 6400. It's
I'm gonna write this down. Hold on.
Right. It's 4K capable camera.
All right.
It's like, what is it? The mirrorless one. So it's kind of like looks like ones that you can change the lenses out. And
that's
like
cool.
That. And then I got that to get started with, and I think from using the phone app, Filmic Pro and I think ProCam or whatever 7.
Yeah,
I'm kind of getting used to some of the what you want to use as far as focus and aperture and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and ISO and whatever, and like frames per second and stuff like that. So I kind of am somewhat familiar with this, and it's not as like scary as like getting a camera. Like, all right, Kyle, figure it out.
Yeah,
it's like if you know
you've been eased into it.
Mm-hmm. And that's a big help from Eric Marrow. Like just asking him, like literally just texting him questions, and also his video that he did of like how to get into like just videography is great. I'm like, it is like.
Have you linked that before? We should.
I've done it in the group, but I think I'll do it again in this video.
Can you do the notes, show notes?
Mm-hmm, yeah. So it's like a dummies like guide. So like he's kind of doing it from like if you're a musician and you're kind of getting into doing your own demos, or like a lot of people are doing stream play-alongs, whatever. You can kind of get into like what can you do on even your phone. Get an app to unlock these parameters and capabilities.
Yeah, you
can kind of know what you're doing when you're fucking around on a real camera. So I've had it for a couple of days. I'm excited to.
So you're like a pro now.
Oh, totally. I'm going to steal a photographer, the photog Valor. I'm going to do that. But no, I'm excited to kind of implement that more into like I guess the band stuff, the, tone jerk stuff. I'm going to start doing, I think this weekend and maybe even this week after this episode comes out, I'm going to try to do like a live stream to see if like, I got a couple ideas of just like, maybe, showing off the guitar and playing like I have like an idea of like I'm writing a song right now, so just to show like how I come up with like lead lines, and then people can really pull the veil back. Like really, just see, I guess the veil, not pull the curtain back, I guess is the phrase, just to see like how the sausage is made. I'm just fucking around.
Yeah.
To come up with I think it was Zach Hale, like, hey, how do you come up with like, lead parts? Would you show that? I'm like, you're not going to like the process, because I'm just like, oh, that sounds good. Yeah.
It sounded like you just did. No, because you called me on like just like a test call, and it sounded pretty good.
And then that. I was using my fractal and then my just vocal whatever, and then just to check that the camera's working or whatever. So it seems to be connecting to my computer and everything fine.
Well, it's funny because you call me and you're like, oh yeah, are you available for or you text me, are you available for like a test on something? Like, yeah, sure. And then maybe 5 minutes into like talking and blah blah, you asking if you can hear this, and then you're like, oh yeah, I bought a new camera. All right. Well, okay.
Yeah.
You should tell me that so I don't like go, this sounds like shit.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the whole thing is like, I was concerned if you can actually see the video and then hear what I'm doing, because I'm using the same interface, and then as the sound coming through, and then just like the video is actually going to be using the Sony. And that's cool because I don't know. To me, I see things if like the camera focuses on something and then goes back to like focusing on the other, I'm like, that is so pro. I'm like so simple, and like it's really easy to unlock all these different functions. So I'm excited. So and then so far everybody has told me like that's not a bad buy. It's not a bad buy. So I either had like really cool friends that or like bad ones, because they're just telling me like, great, that's great, dude.
Good for you.
No, it's like
that's nice, dear.
Eric Marrow, and talking to Brian Rash, our drummer. He's like, dude, it's great. It's like, that's a great beginner camera. I'm like, beginner? That thing's like almost $1,000. He's like, no. I think he's like, the body of his camera, just the body, no lenses, nothing else. It's like, yeah, mine's probably about like, and he wasn't flexing. It's like, yeah, probably about $1,700. I'm like, Jesus.
Damn. No lens, and the lens are those are fucking expensive as fuck.
But yeah, no, he's so he's a good resource. So I'm going to be asking him some questions, Eric, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, and I think just really putting that to use. I got some ideas for videos, and then even just using it for live streams, I think will be fun. So hopefully, people will check out the YouTube channel, which they hopefully will subscribe to, so that they can check out the live streams.
Get the bell on.
Yeah, I don't care about that, but I mean, just subscribe to it. But yeah, no, I'm stoked for that. But as far as gear, so that somewhat gear related, but so I went to Co Schneider's house and dropped off our big amps to his place.
Sweet
then
invite, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, because you were getting your fingers chopped off with the coils over there.
Yeah, I'd much rather do that.
And then I dropped him off, and he's like, wow, that's pretty cool. But also, like, these amps are big.
Yeah.
And then he gifted me something for like a belated birthday gift.
Nice.
Because last time we hung out, I think I had mentioned, like, oh yeah, dude.
It was my birthday?
No. He was, for one day, he was selling the DS Guitar Engineering Chronograph, which is like a pedal board like solution for like a clock, stopwatch, timer thing. And it's like has a foot switch, and it's kind of like be able to go through.
It's like a low profile.
You go through the different parameters.
Yeah.
It's like you would a foot switch. And now people are like, oh, I just have my phone out. Like, I think we've talked about it. Like, I love this product. It's really cool. I have one for my main PT3 gigging board. And I was like, dude, if you have one, like, I'll buy it because I want a second one because I like it so much. It's such a useful like utility piece. And he's like, oh no, I have one. Like my last one from one day. Let me check it out, and then I'll see what the pricing is. I gotta look back on it. I think he's just like, yeah, you can just have it.
Nice.
He's always like, here, I don't know, happy birthday. Here you go.
Here you go, asshole. Happy birthday.
Yeah. So I'm
thanks for dropping your shit off at my house.
No, so he gave me that for my birthday. So thank you, Co. It's my second like clock for my pedal board.
Yeah.
We've talked about how great these things are. And it's no use of me saying how great they are because they are not being made at the moment. The guy, Daniel Shields, I think he's like life's, not getting in the way. He's just focusing on life right now.
Taking a break.
Yeah. The kid, the wife, job, shit like that. And I think these went out of stock and they went up in value because Ariel Posen, some guitar guy that I don't give any fucks about, like one of those guitar players.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy's. Oh, I'm like, don't give a shit.
Is he from The Little Mermaid, or is that?
Yeah, Ariel.
Boom, Ariel.
And then, what the hell? He plays with somebody. Anyways, who cares? He's popular. He did a thing on like that pedal show, talking about his board, a rundown of that, and then those ended up selling out real quick. And then like the prices of the chronograph have jacked up on, I think, Reverb or whatever. So, in good conscience, Code just gave it to me, but I guess he could have just like, oh, Jeff, sell this on Reverb or whatever. Yeah. But I'm like, no, it's such a cool thing, so I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
Like the whole idea of like, oh yeah, my Miku is now, like I bought it for like $90. They're selling or being listed for like $500.
It's crazy.
No, I like that thing. I'm going to keep it.
Yeah.
It's totally unusable.
You should sell that and your Julia.
No, and that's another one. I bought that for $90. They're selling for $400.
Yeah.
Like or listing, but I'm like, to me, I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep the I like the things that I have.
Yeah,
and that's why I have them. Like I don't really buy things.
I gotcha. I don't fucking sell shit.
Yeah, I don't buy into like, oh, I can make money off of this. Well, no, I have a job that'll work.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's really cool. Thank you, Co. And
Thanks,
then
Co.
Another last gear thing, and I know we talked about strings, and I did.
Yeah,
I talked about strings last time.
I don't know anything about strings.
But I, in that same batch that I got the last time, but I actually installed them, is what I was going to say. I put new strings on my acoustic.
Install.
Yeah, I did an install.
You had an engineer there.
Yeah, Jesus, it's going to be one of those episodes, folks. New strings for my acoustic.
Yeah.
And they're Diodario. They're the XT, the coated strings for acoustic. And man, they are so sick. We're not sponsored by Diodario at all.
We can be though. Probably not. I don't think they sponsor podcasts.
They do 60.
Oh
so,
shit! That's what I meant to say.
Listen to them.
Lesser podcasts.
Yeah, not lesser. You know what? It's also hard because we haven't really shopped it a lot. But I think like some brands are gonna be like, "You want me to sponsor the what? The tone what?
Yeah."
Is this like a masturbation joke? Absolutely, but also
it can be.
We talk about hentai and
hang up, slam.
But yeah, no, I those strings are so good. NYXL and XTs are great strings, and for the acoustic variety of these, great. I'm picking up my acoustic, just noodling, and I'm like, this just feels comfortable. It feels as smooth and as you would, because people are like, oh, acoustic versus electric or whatever. There's such a huge jump. These like make it feel like, I don't know, not slinky enough, but it's just comfortable on your hands. I know like it's kind of just, I'm not selling it, but it's like you could say like playing acoustically, it hurts my fingers.
It's like playing
sometimes playing acoustic, you're playing 13s or whatever, like, wow, my fucking fingers.
Feels like you're playing with lotion on.
No, it like it's comfortable, and I'm just picking up my Taylor, and it could also be because it's a Taylor. I'm playing that. I'm like, man, this guitar is just a new love for it. I'm like, this guitar is so fucking sick. So I'm happy. Like
that's great though.
This whole week, to be honest with you, I've been just playing my acoustic, and I'm like, that's just like, I don't know, like flamenco finger picking stuff like that I just butcher, but I love playing that style. And then just like,
that's not flamenco.
Not at all. And then just like trying just the same riffs that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just like practicing the solos that I wrote for the songs, like that I like, oh, we're gonna like play live. I'm like, just fucking around with that. Like it's just awesome to like play your acoustic. I'm like, new strings are the biggest advantage for an acoustic, I would say. Like if you have an acoustic that like, oh, it's just sitting in the corner collecting dust, put new strings on it and you're like, this thing is awesome. And I do recommend coated strings for that because I don't play my acoustic all that often live. So I'd rather have the newest sounding strings unless you're like, I really need to have the strings not be tainted with coated shit.
Shit.
Well, I think that's the for coated strings, people just like, you're deadening the string, but I'm like, it's going to keep it newer with less gunk and shit on it. That was always what I thought of, like elixirs or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And those used to be so expensive when we were kids. I swear to God, those were, I think, $20.
I think they were.
But now that you can get them for like under 15 for sure, probably closer to $10.
At least from where we bought them.
Yeah, it might be where we bought them. It was like a store that just like, they saw like, got these dumb kids walking in here.
You need some elixirs?
Missing teeth. Hey, monsieur.
Hey, mister, I'm looking for some expensive strings.
I need some strings for my acoustic.
And
well, I got some for you.
Don't forget to bump up the price.
MSRP or whatever.
Above MSRP.
Well, I mean, that's the price that I can give you. So $47 for these strings, I can probably get them for, I don't know, for a pack of Ernie balls, I could probably do $25. That's a great deal. They're $5.
Why we sound like 5-year-old kids?
Yeah, we're just like 17.
Thanks,
16.
mister.
Thanks, mister. We have spinny hats.
Yeah.
That was
extra.
Read all about it. Anyways, that was just a lot of just, rambling on and on. So let's do some topics. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Okay, this is pretty dumb, but let's just go into it. This is also
is my topic.
Could be.
Oh,
kind of went off your topic here, and then
we brainstormed a little bit.
It's really just the rhyme is what is going to sell this topic home. So boomer and zoomer rigs.
The BZ.
BZ, baby. So we're just thinking of like what would be the quintessential boomer rig and what would be the quintessential zoomer rig? So listeners who don't know, I think Kyle and I are millennials.
Yeah.
So we're not either camp.
Yeah, so we can wait. No, we can't.
Yeah, so we can't speak for either.
We know so.
We can't speak for either. So I know people say, well, stereotypes are bad. Well, we could hammer it home with this because it could be just show that we don't know what we're talking about.
No, stereotypes could be good with,
and
our
we're not,
rigs here.
and and when it comes to gear, I think we didn't pick like shitty rigs. At least I didn't.
Yeah.
So just
whoa! You're insinuating.
Yeah. Well, of course I know you, pal. So this is like we're kind of just sitting here talking. I'm like, oh, what can we do for a topic? Oh, I got it. I think you said boomer doomer whatever, and I'm like, oh my god, what about boomer zoomer? Okay, I feel like we should clarify. Boomer is a term for baby boomer, that generation, which is I don't know what 50 to like 70-ish range. Could be, somewhere around there. And then Zoomer is Generation Z, so they're younger than we are. They're, I don't know, like maybe late teens, mid-teens to like early to mid-20s. So this is a Boomer and Zoomer rig. And like we said before, Kyle and I don't know either because we aren't, but we're just kind of guessing of what we can think would be cool for either.
Yeah, and if we're wrong,
generation or
us.
Find
us in the group.
People will tell us if we're wrong. You're like, wrong. Anyway, do you want to go first with your boomer rig?
Yeah.
What's the quintessential boomer rig in your head?
So something flashes in my head. This one amp flashes in my head because I saw this boomer guy, like he was so stoked on this amp. So it's like, it just sticks in my head.
Yeah.
I think we went to a traveling guitar show or something.
Yeah.
And it was at someone's house that this guy showed up. I don't even know who he was. He just showed up with an amp and he was raving about it. And I was
super stoked.
Yeah, super stoked. And like me, it didn't really sound that great, but it's a cool looking amp.
Yeah.
It looks super like 60s looking. It just looks like a bunch of plywood actually.
So it's old, so it must be good.
Yeah. And I think that's
where the old good tone is.
I could be wrong, but they're also really fucking expensive for like what they are.
Yeah.
But I went with the Magnetone Twilighter. So they look
kind of like a twin, I would
It looks
assume.
like, when TVs were furniture.
Yeah.
It's like that, but without the TV.
Yeah, it's just a speaker.
Just a furniture part. Yeah, so it's like I should have written down the wattage on it, but it's kind of like I think it's like a 20 or 30 watt.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It didn't really sound that great, but I remember like this dude was super stoked on it, and I'm like, boomer. Check.
Boomer.
Yeah, so I'm sure it has a really good vintage sound, but you can't run a fucking like probably a HX Stomp or anything.
Yeah.
Probably fry something.
It totally has its own character.
Yeah,
Like
which
that.
I get it. You know,
Yeah.
you're not going to be cranking the thing. You
Yeah,
probably
if
mic
you're
it or
just like, rocking out or whatever.
in your garage or something.
Or hanging out your band or whatever.
Jam with your friends. I get it. And then I went total boomer and went to the Fender Custom Shop website.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's where they cruise, you know?
For the guitar.
When they're, like, hanging with their friends, hey, you guys want to cruise? That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Cruising Custom Shop.
They have the custom shop logo. Man, I can't talk. The custom shop logo that they have.
It's a Cadillac symbol.
Exactly. It looks like an old classic car.
Exactly.
That's when cars were king, man. Not this same cookie cutter shit.
When cars were cars.
Yeah.
They don't make them like they used to.
You just saying my dad's shit, same shit.
Yeah. Man, that's exactly what we need right now.
Yeah.
No, we don't. All right. So they, as I was looking on there, they have a figured mahogany, which I've never really heard of. It's a figured mahogany body Strat.
Yeah.
And it had gold hardware on it. I probably should have looked at more specs on it, but it looked so boomer that I stopped on it. It was like Wheel of Fortune on there, you know? But it was all like 5,000, you know? No bankrupts on that one.
Yeah.
Just roll it.
Yep, that's it.
That's
You're just like
and it was roasted too, which was kind of cool. Which isn't really like,
well, yeah, you're just thinking of like, oh yeah, just pretty much like, oh, I want a custom guitar, but just off the rack.
yeah, exactly.
Like, I want to pay custom prices for a guitar that somebody else made.
Yeah, and to someone else's specs.
So exactly,
Yeah.
That's what those custom shop guitars are.
I would still want one.
Yeah, no, they'd be
but
awesome.
I know going into it, it's not custom unless I do like a custom order form.
Well, it is a custom guitar, but not custom to you.
Yes,
I just
someone made it. Someone customized it to a spec sheet.
Yeah.
To a build sheet.
Yeah, and that's what I just think of. Like, now I sound like a snob because I think,
yeah,
I have a custom guitar.
You have a custom
to me. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that experience is something that nobody could replicate or take away because it was my experience.
Yeah, I got a couple of those too, just so you know.
The builder is me and Warmouth and all parts.
That is true. I didn't build
and
it.
Craigslist.
Shit, I just pieced it.
Yeah.
I did my own build sheet.
Yeah, fucking
Reverb and we worked out
whatever
something.
was available on Reverb and Craigslist.
That's true. Damn, I'll just get my fucking mouth closed. All right. And then normally
my boy Rev and Craig, we got this build going on.
Normally you would just like call it quits. Like, you got a guitar, you got your amp. But
Yeah.
like, want to push a little further.
Mhm.
I think with the Boomer, they're going to want a fuzz face.
Yeah.
Okay. They're going to want a tone bender.
The big fuzz face.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
One that looks like a manhole cover.
Yeah.
He's like, can I get this bigger, please?
Yeah.
I want that one. Tone bender. And then the Maestro fuzz tone. Come on.
Oh, is it the one with the Gibson knobs or whatever?
It
on
looks, yeah. And, well, it depends. I mean, the ones I looked at look like shit on Reverb, but they didn't, I don't think they had the original knobs on it. But it's like the slope kind of
I
look.
think Johnny has like a reissue of one. I think it's a battery only one.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is, put that back in the box.
Yeah, cool. It's a fuzz, right? Yeah, pass.
But yeah, I think it was like, he's like, yeah, check this out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not really a fuzz guy. He's like, yeah, me neither. So we both
He just has it just to have it, which is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3 pedals, fucking
all fuzzes. Yep.
Yeah. I wanted to just do like 5 more, but it would have been really fucking boring. It'd been funny for me.
Yeah.
All right, what's your Boomer rig?
Okay. So, I'm kind of going with the tones in the fingers kind of thing here. So it's Marshall stack crank.
What?
JMP.
Damn.
Come on. That's like just have to get a stack. It's gonna be the way to go. What's your axe for the licks there is gonna be Gibson R9.
All right.
You know, the 59 reissue VOS vintage old stock. That one, so it's like the ones that are like $5,000.
Oh God. Vintage old stock, so they just like have parts that they
I guess, yeah.
It's not technically new old stock?
I would say I think that's what vintage old stock is.
Huh.
But yeah, it's the R9s. So like the highest of the off the shelf ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna go with a wah. We're gonna go with a full tone Clyde wah.
It's gotta be full tone.
It's gotta be full tone because
got some dedicated customers.
Yeah, dedicated customers there. And then cables are gonna have to be the braided cables.
Oh,
think of like those ones that had like the fiber braided on it, or tweed cables. They have to be either one of those. tweed cables or braided cables. I don't know anybody who plays braided cables, but I know that was a thing because like, oh yeah, it kind of keeps them from tangling. Does it?
Because they're all broken. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. And then Gibson lightning strap.
Oh yeah, the black and white.
Yeah, match the Gibson, or it has to be a branded Gibson leather strap.
Yeah,
but the
I didn't think about the strap.
Gibson, punched into the fucking leather, or Gibson written down the leather strap.
Or give me a Levy one. That's for mine.
Yeah. But so it has to be either one of those. It has to be a Gibson strap, and then it has to be a Gibson t-shirt.
Oh shit!
Gibson t-shirt,
but it's got to be
or a Marshall t-shirt.
It's like the spec one. It's like the blueprint of the Gibson.
Yeah,
with like tuning pegs. Oh, yeah, it's like fret marker. Yeah,
or Appetite for Destruction t-shirt.
Yeah, or it's got to be AC/DC, but with like the Gibson on the front, like the SG.
Yeah. So that's my boomer rig. Which actually, like, as we're making these jokes, it would be fucking sick.
Hell yeah. I'd take my rig still.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. And people are like, you're a fucking piece of shit.
Whoa.
Easy.
Slow down there,
it would be
guy.
sick, though.
Yeah, we still love these rigs.
But you would have to also use Gibson strings on it.
Oh, fuck.
Because it's a Gibson.
Yeah. They made them. So,
they
it's
know
for the guitar.
They know how to make them.
They know tone.
Anyway, but yeah, that's my boomer rig. Do you want to go for your Zoomer rig?
Yeah, my Zoomer rig.
Or I have two Zoomer rigs. Do you want me?
You go first.
I go. Yeah, we'll do a Zoomer sandwich here. Okay, so I'm thinking of the for Zoomer, the age range, like it can be. I'm thinking of like 16 to like 21.
Okay.
So younger than we are, we're 32.
Yeah.
So we're kind of just like in the we're just kind of.
We're gonna assume that this Zoomer has some money, right?
Yeah, I got two rigs.
So I tried to keep mine. Tried to keep mine low.
So you could be pushing more towards the 20. So he's got a job. He's got he's hanging out. Playing in bands, playing at home, smoking weed. Playing games, chilling.
Fucking straight up chilling.
Yeah.
Straight cold chilling.
So I'm thinking of my first rig here is the Metal Kid.
Okay.
So he loves playing fast, love like heavier music or even like prog type of shit. It's like, and I know that's like prog and metal are different. Yeah. All right. Here it's just the rig here. Take it easy. So Focusrite Scarlett, just the 2i2 or whatever the interface, just to go into his gaming computer.
All right.
Be souped up RGB city gaming computer.
That's where all the tones at, is in the RGB.
He or she are also playing games.
Yeah.
Because you got to fucking play games. You got to be streaming. You be doing the games. You be doing all that shit. Because that's your entertainment hub is your PC.
Yeah.
It's got to be PC, gaming computer. And then, but you're also using your Focusrite to play into it, which you're using a bunch of ML Sound Labs like plugins.
Yeah.
free fluff one. Like, they keep coming out with new shit, like almost like every month. You got your clean patches, you got your fucking, high gain shit, you got your all that stuff. It's just ML Sound Lab. Dump like $20, you get an amp, and then you're just fucking jamming all day on either Kiesel, Strandberg. It's gonna be either one of those. I want to say Strandberg's got some, I think, Korean brand or like Korean made ones, which are cheaper, more attainable. So it's like might be around,
under $1,000 or something.
I think they're about $1,000. So they're up there, but it's like it's an investment.
It's
you already put money into the computer. You're gonna get a cool guitar and then just run plugins. That's gonna be your recording rig. You're playing, you're streaming, you're doing like videos, whatever, play alongs. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be sick. That's like the first metal one. What do you have for yours?
All right. So I kind of went outside the box a little bit. For me, I probably have not, I'm out of touch with the Zoomers, but.
So am I. I just kind of am assuming that people are because it's, I don't know. People are streaming, people are playing online.
That's just my disclaimer. Okay. But a Schecter, Sun Valley, Super Shredder, and Zombie Green.
That's sick. Well, I think because we think it's sick, it's probably not correct.
Probably not sick. It was still an expensive guitar. I tried to stay low. But man, shit's expensive these days.
Well, yeah, I chose a Kiesel or Strandberg, and that's around $1,000. So
yeah.
But the thing is, that'll be an investment, and then your other stuff might be a little fluctuating with
this guitar
price.
Was like $1,300.
Okay.
For a Schecter.
Well, somebody who's like, recording and gigging and stuff like that.
It also had like really, really nice pickups in it. It had EMGs.
Yeah.
And had, I don't remember, there were different types. The neck was a different type than the I probably should have wrote that down, but it looked sick. So that's why I went for it.
Totally.
Actually, no, I did some research on, well, I should say research. I looked at a bunch of different brands and I just I'm like, that looks
Schecter's
more bang for your buck.
Yeah, Schecter's are similar to like ESP or stuff like that. Where it's like, they're great builds. They're great guitars. They're just not always the ones that people think of like, they kind of get written off as budget, but they're not always. Yeah. And even the quality of them aren't.
Yeah. And that's kind of a shame, I think.
Even since we were kids.
Yeah,
The Schecter, we had a friend who would play that in like a pop punk band. I'm like, why the fuck are you playing? That guitar just doesn't.
It's like red flame top, like,
yeah.
Are you thinking of Hat Trick?
Even Hat Trick, yeah. He played one that was like a hollow body that was like a really weird offset it just was. And then another friend, I think it was Hat Trick.
Hat Trick, I think it was green. I don't know.
I thought it was white.
Shit.
Either way, we're thinking of a hollow body offset kind of thing, right?
We're thinking of Christmas colors. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there we go. But it was just like we'd see it all the time. Like, what the fuck? We're just thinking like every band that we saw was either playing a Les Paul or a Strat. I'm like, and this guy played that, which made it stand out.
Yeah.
A friend of ours. So I was like, that did the job more than a standard Strat or whatever. Because Schecters are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I've never owned one, and
I don't think I've ever really studied one and played it.
I've only ever played them in stores, and they're fine, but I've never looked up like, I'm gonna research this and try to buy one.
Well, they have Evertunes,
I know. Yeah. That is cool. Maybe that's
and they're expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Like $1,700. Mm-hmm. I'm like, damn, you can get a guitar from Evertune already installed for I think 12 to 14.
Mm-hmm. Like a Mexican Strat or something.
Yeah. Wouldn't be like a crazy guitar, but it'd be done. All right, so the amp went with a Rev amp G20. So like the high gain.
Revs, they're hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're popular.
Popping off the top right now.
And, well, I'm going to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just speaking for Generation Z.
Yeah.
Whatever. I feel like YouTube is very popular. It's a very big thing for music. You can see with different YouTubers kind of getting signature gear. So think of like Jared Dines. He got a signature, not Music Man. What's the one below it? It's like their Squire.
Sterling.
Yes, there you go. Boom. That's what I'm thinking. I was like at the tip of my tongue.
Tip of the tongue and the lips.
Yeah, he has a signature. So Jared Dines, he's got 2.25 million subs on YouTube. So he's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
To a lot of people. And then, a big brand like Music Man, Ernie Ball, Sterling, they noticed and made him a signature.
That's cool.
So you think of like he's like has a signature, and so does Dustin Kensrue of Thrice.
Yeah.
Fucking Mars Volta guy.
Yeah.
And Saint Vincent. So all these like bigger, like they have bands and they're doing music, and not that he isn't, but he's predominantly known for being a YouTuber.
Yeah, an internet influencer.
Yeah, and that's like, it's funny to think about that as opposed to 10 years ago. People are like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah. Who's that?
Totally. And not even just him specifically, but just like, what? YouTube? Isn't that where you watch cat videos?
Yeah.
And
do.
Yeah. So it's totally a different changing of the times and stuff like that. So I think brands like Rev are really trying to capitalize on that, where they jump on YouTubers like, oh, you have a buzz going on your guitar channel, you have a buzz, you have free amp, you get free pedals.
You see this amp? It's RGB.
And they're jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
So you see them everywhere. So from like somebody like Fluff to Spectre Sound or whatever, so like that Glenn guy who just yells about metal shit, to like
Glenn Fricker.
Mm-hmm.
See, I remember his name.
Yeah, and to like Ryan Burke of 60, they got him like, here's an amp, fucking talk about it, and then so they're hitting all of them. Yeah. So like whatever, he's a surf guy, he's doing metal, So you would assume that somebody would be interested in this brand.
Yeah, and they're cool. I'd like some more time with them. I think I really only experienced them at NAMM.
Yeah, and played them at the booth, and they were exactly what I thought. Sounded great.
Yeah,
high gain stuff. 2 notes, IRs you can load into it. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And they shoot us out of the booth really fucking quick.
Yeah.
They're like, can you get the fuck out?
Hey, I see your badge. Can you get the fuck out?
Yeah, like, oh, cool. So we wouldn't be interested in Rev, but somebody else would.
Yeah. And then I'm going to pair that with a Black Star cab.
Yes.
The HTV 112.
Yeah, Black Star.
The 212.
Black Star is a brand that I've never really played. Yet again, would be interested in because it's like
a cheaper. I mean, at least
it's more budget.
The cab that I grabbed,
cheap, because I've heard them sound great.
No, they sound good.
Seen bands play them; they sound good. I think that they're super popular because of their like price
affordability.
Range. Yeah, people say it's like they're like take a Orange and a Marshall, shove them together, and hack off some of that price.
Yeah,
and that's Black Star.
Yeah, because
they can kind of do that whole range.
The cab I was looking at was this one here was like $400 brand new. I'm like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, totally.
And it's just a 212
for a 212, and that's kind of all you would ever need for a gig.
I think the 412 is only like 6.
Yeah,
or like close to 7. But it's like I didn't really want to. Like 212 is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And then this guy's gonna need a noise suppressor.
Yeah, because
it's fucking getting wild.
Sounds like they're playing some metal. I'm assuming.
So the Fortin or Fortin, sure, Fortin Zool.
It's like more like
it's Morton Steakhouse, but it's Fortin.
Yeah. It's like Horton. Here's a who. Yeah, Fortin hears nothing because it's a noise suppressor. All right. That was
calm down. Jesus,
reel it back. But Fortin, you get a noise gate because like you can get
you get wild out over there.
Yeah, you can get like a Boss or an MXR, but you would probably want to get like a cooler brand.
Yeah, they make a bunch of other things, right?
Yeah, like a lot of like they're more of a metal type brand.
Yeah,
so they have the skulls,
that font, dude.
They have the skulls and shit.
So that's how you know.
I believe the noise suppressor has a thing where it's like you can run it in like the effects loop of an amp, but still have your guitar's original signal through it.
Okay.
So if you use like a splitter pedal or whatever, so that way, because there's something with a noise gate, like running it into the front of an amp, you're only clamping your guitar's signal. Oh. But if you run it through the effects loop, you're clamping the amp signal as well. So when you're doing like the more genty kind of like percussive type thing, you want the things cut off real quick.
Works like a compressor? Maybe? No, not really.
A little.
It's a
different.
Gate. I guess you're right. It's a gate.
So it's opposite of like a compressor kind of levels everything out, whereas a gate kind of cuts things off.
As soon as it goes under a certain decibel, it's gone.
Cuts, yeah. And how quick it is or whatever. It has like a one knob kind of deal, so it's easy to use. But it has that feature of putting your guitar's direct signal into it, which is like, okay, we can kind of like hear what your guitar is playing and what the amp is releasing.
Yeah.
It's cool. So I've seen those are super popular with like Fluff or like Ola England and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, if you're that type of player, like that would be something you would want to use.
Yeah. That would be cool.
And like assuming this person's playing metal.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what else would they want?
They would want something from Horizon Devices. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
The Precision Drive.
It's not just because that's something that you want.
Fuck. I want everything from them.
Yeah.
And I would never use it live.
Mm-hmm.
They have this is the Precision Drive, but I want that fucking Apex, bro.
Yeah. I want the Tokyo Drive, which is
the Precision.
Yeah, which is that with just Japanese writing.
Yeah. I don't think it's Is it just kanji?
I thought that was the, I haven't looked at it in a while. I just know that was like the gimmick.
I mean, that is technically Japanese writing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Japanese, like... Okay, anyways. I'm not a linguistic expert.
Neither am I. I just watch with subtitles.
Yeah.
Anime with
the
subtitles.
Japanese should be really good, I guess. And then to top it off, gotta get those Hosa cables,
Yeah, because all the YouTubers are playing those.
Yeah.
Hosa was another company who was like, let's latch onto them.
Yeah. So, I'm just going for the popular stuff, but also it's still killer stuff.
Yeah, and the Hosa thing is like lifetime warranty, stuff like that. So it's let's get some it's like we were looking at it. It's like they have a range of like the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
That's
all I've ever seen.
And then they also have like the professional grade stuff which I've seen like watching all these channels of like Gear Gods and stuff like that. I'm like, wow, they make expensive, nicer shit. Okay. All right. So
not just the plastic molded.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I've ever seen, like with their signal cables, like you would use for synth.
Yeah,
I've seen those. I'm like, Hosa, yeah, these look like shit, but I mean, they work.
They come in like the packaging that you would hang on like
the blister pack.
Yeah. Same. Put them next to the Hot Wheels on the
yeah. They look like you would sell them at a gas station.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what they do sell shit like that. Totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that I think that's a popular brand for sure.
You got a second one, right?
So I'm thinking of like the garage rock kind of deal. So
all right.
So a little different. So it's like actually, kind of maybe not just playing at home, streaming and gaming and stuff like that. Just like kind of in the garage, jamming with your buddies.
All right.
Squire, like, I don't know, like offset kind of played up to the chin right next to the,
Duosonic? What
yeah.
are you thinking?
I'm thinking the Paranormal, the Supersonic.
Oh.
So the one that's kind of like the reverse headstock, that's like a really... Yeah. I always thought those were pretty cool when they did the first Squire series.
It's like a lo-fi band you're thinking of right now?
I don't know. I guess. It's hard to describe. Yet again, and this is how in touch with shit is.
Like
I just
the
say
trash can sound.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're garagey. Like, I don't know, bass drum of doom, bass drum of death.
Yeah, bass drum of death.
That's what they're called. Stuff like that, or like Mr. Magician, stuff like this, like I guess lo-fi or whatever. And then Boss Katana for the amp, because they're just like all
right, good
budget. They're gonna get you through the gig. They're
super lightweight.
Yeah, like good price,
tons of options,
and loud enough.
Yeah,
you just want to play loud enough just to get your songs out. And then Joyo, Moore, or Donner pedals, just because they have been proven to be
they're good, right?
And you can fit so many on a board, and this person is not going to have a board, because why the fuck would I want to have a board when I can just set it up on the ground every single gig?
Yeah, there's a carpet. There's a perfectly
and take up
carpet.
Everybody's time and make the sound guy wait longer in between sound checks. So that's my the two rigs that I have.
Right.
But no, those are fun. I'm sure we got all those wrong and offended a lot of people.
But that's kind of our job, bro.
Yeah,
we're the jerks.
Talk out to AS.
Yeah.
So a quick one. I wrote this down, threw it your way, and it was stupid enough to like, okay, let's bring it up on the show. So a little call to our boys in the guitar knobs there. It's like it's a would you rather.
All right.
This or that, tit for tat. Where do you go? Would you rather lose one finger on each hand, or would you rather gain one finger on each hand?
You have me looking. I'm like looking at my hands.
Which one am I going to lose?
I'm trying to visualize.
Want to go Mickey Mouse Simpsons style, or do I want to go, a little hybrid, like freakish style? This is going to be my X gene, having the extra fingers.
I'd probably go extra fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what you're thinking, like, oh no, custom gloves,
No glove, no love.
Would your finger get cut off like just with like an axe or something, or is it like surgically removed?
It's just like your hand. Let's just say it
magically
changes to look like Homer Simpson hands.
Okay. Yeah, I'd still gain a finger. I'd still gain it.
I think as far as playing goes, and I know we did this, like, which finger would you want to lose for a bit? I think I could still probably get away with playing our shit if I lose a finger. Yeah. I guess I'll like. I obviously the go to is get an extra finger because for like playing guitar and shit like that, and even like for you probably gaming or like on the keyboard that you're getting extra reach, baby. Yeah. Like I'm just thinking like, okay, totally you can do way more. So that's the obvious one I would say, kind of, but it would just look weird.
Yeah,
and people would be like,
well, it'd be like the guy from Princess Bride. He's got like 6 or 7 fingers.
Yeah. People would be like, what the?
And Inigo Montoya's going to come kill you because you killed his father. Prepare to die. That.
But that might be weird to have the extra one. But I'm like, there's so many more advantages, especially if it's super like, dexterous as the rest of your other fingers. I'm like, you are put up there.
But think about this now. If you were missing a finger and you got handcuffs put on you, you might be able to get out of that.
There you go. That's another thing is you could get by with 4.
Yeah.
But thumb, 3 fingers. Just take your pinky and like do that. Like, could you like so listeners, just go throughout your day and not use your pinky and see how well you can.
Yeah. I don't think so. I mean,
they're like, no, nobody's gonna do that.
If you had to land a punch, it'd be like way weaker than anyone else.
Yeah, you're gonna get quicker.
Not only the weight in your hand, but like you don't have that. I mean, I don't know. I think it would. You wouldn't hit as hard.
Yeah. So you have to be quicker, just like bah, 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 bah,
yeah.
bah, bah.
I guess trade out lightweight so you could fucking throw those things like little donkey punches.
Donkey.
I couldn't think of it. Rabbit punches.
Donkey.
Okay. Woo.
That's a donkey punch.
Sorry. The different animals punch.
All right, that was it. I think that was dumb, but Kyle, you saved it. You saved it there. Let's get the fuck out of here. What do you say? All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast. If you like what you hear, you can follow along on social media. We got a Facebook group. Search the Tone Jerks, and you'll find it. Join along the fun there. And then we have an Instagram at the Tone Jerks. Just, we're posting cool shit on the reg. Got the stories, all the fucking shit there. Got the polls on there. That's fucking good stuff. But if you really like what you hear, you can help support the show on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. But if you double down for $2 a month, you get an extra episode every week. And you get the whole back catalog of all the old episodes. You get an RSS feed. You put that into your podcatcher. You can listen to over 130 episodes.
Damn.
Yeah,
probably more. Right?
I would say safely over 130.
Yeah, you're not lying when you say over.
That's a lot. Not just like, oh yeah, we have a couple bonus. Like that's like there's a lot to go through.
Yeah.
So you get some, a bang for your $2 there. But just as a thank you, we wanted to give a sizable acknowledgement, a huge shout out to our supporters. So Kyle, you got a list over there?
I got it.
You gonna give it to me, baby?
Okay, we have Andrew Walsh, Adam Rohr from the Let 'Em Hear podcast, Doug King, Doug Chris from 37 Effects. Can you have to do that into the microphone?
No, I did it further away. We're doing these White Claws.
Yeah, that's our jam.
Holding back a little bit, watching the carbs. Sounds so dumb to say.
I'm watching my
carbs. But yeah, these White Claws, White Claw down, baby.
White Claw down, yeah. That's my phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Aaron Taylor, Nicholas Payson, Nicholas Ogburn, Colin Smith, Jason Fuzzmonger, Joe from Like My Pedals, Will and RJ from the Just Surprise Me podcast. You guessed it. It spells jism.
Jesus Christ. I don't know. Funny. I think it was funny maybe the first time, but now we just lay into it just being mean.
I think people are actually adopting that now.
Yeah. We've actually seen the Jism Boys.
Yeah, the Jism Boys.
The Jism Boys
are at it again.
Yeah, no. Not talking shit, but yeah, they're a great podcast. We've been on there a couple times. They're fun.
We have Romyorn, Jamie Davis. Sorry, I cut you off. I have to get through this list, okay?
Shut the fuck up, bro. I got a job to do. Yeah. I got one
I've
job.
Waited this whole fucking hour, all right?
I had to listen to your bullshit
I had to
and talk
contribute to this,
and just so I can talk.
That's my buy-in. I had to say something a couple times
so I can say these names.
Now we're here. Jamie Davis, Jim Bowers.
Started at the bottom and now we're here.
Now we started at the bottom. Now we're at the bottom. Johnny Ray, Steve Mike, Steve Rao from 60 Cycle Hum, Kevin E. Quits from E. Quits Guitars, Co Schneider from the Flippin' Flippers podcast, Brett Alexander, Alvaro Viramontes, Brian from Nutter Guitars, Leon from Pelican Noise Works, Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago, Sean Fahey, Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop, Sean Wright from Lollygagger Effects. What are you laughing at? My voice getting aggressive.
Your wind up. Whoop.
Juan Ortiz, Tone Hungry Effects.
You do high and low every time. Juan Ortiz. Different voice for every syllable of the name.
Mike. And then we have Zach, just kidding. Mike Oxbig, Zach Hale, Eric Merrill from YouTube, Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop podcast.
You're like so concentrated because I can see you like you're moving your clipboard closer to your face and have your like, we need a bookmark for you to like keep track of these.
I need to type this out actually.
Because we like, we need a follow along like Hooked on Phonics for Kyle.
No, like the sing along. Bounces.
That's what we need for you. Jamie, would you put up the Hooked on Phonics for Kyle on the board, please?
That doesn't.
Jamie Davis. But it's phonetically spelled.
Yeah, there you go.
Jamie Davis.
Davos. All right.
Davies.
We have Tim Nowick.
And there's pictures to go with along with each. Fuck. Can we get a coloring book of these Patreon names? That's what we need.
Tim Nowick from Bardic Audio Devices. All right. And we got a new one. You don't seem too excited.
Drum set. I'm like trying to figure out what to hit. And
it's all one piece of wood.
Not knock
it just
over.
Sounds the same.
I just don't want to knock over my drink here. My keys. Yeah. I snap my phone in half. Yes.
All right, we have Jonathan Jeruzik from 12th Hour Devices.
Hell yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm pretty sure that he'll let us know if that's not how he pronounces his name. 12th Hour Devices. Check them out. They're actually spelled 1-2 TH Hour Devices.
Yeah,
on Instagram. You got cool shit. DM them for custom clothing and stuff like that for pedals. Cool stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the show. We will see you next time. Bye.